So it looks like if I am live, please. Shiyam J, what's going on? So hopefully I messed up here, but what's going on? So this is my first stream. Um, I don't know. I'm gonna have to probably cancel this and do this another time. My signal is like super weak right now. I guess because everybody's staying at home. But well, the stream is continuing, but the frames are getting dropped. So what's going on? So basically, let me just say what I've been up to. Lemon Lime, hello. What's going on, Lemon Lime? Um, yeah, I'm healthy. The family's healthy. Uh, it's been shut down for like a month now here in San Francisco, but I'd kind of been isolating before that. Um, and yeah, obviously I haven't been streaming. I have been releasing like a few videos and stuff. Tony Shiana, what's going on? Um, but yeah, recently, I guess so. You know, my wife is a works in the healthcare industry, so she hasn't gotten off. So I've been, basically uh, working overtime, taking care of the kids while she works, and so I really haven't been able to do much of anything. But recently, I started doing like deliveries and stuff to help out people who were also isolating at home. So I mean, if you see, I signal looking good here. Okay, good. So yeah, I started delivering stuff through Postmates. You know, I'm safe. I wear a mask. I wear gloves. Um, but here in San Francisco, I don't know how it is where you guys are. If you're not in San Francisco, people just can't get food. Like the grocery stores, they have lines like around the block, wrapping around it. They're not able to get food when they get in there because maybe what they want is sold out. Um, so yeah, I don't know. I think really the best thing to do is to order food if you can afford it, and so I've kind of been helping out delivering stuff. Um, what is going on, Ted Vandal, Julietta? So actually, yeah, I was just checking in to tell you guys I'm healthy, and yeah, that's what I've been up to. And actually, Carlos is healthy. I saw Carlos yesterday, and I'll probably see him again tonight. He kind of tagged along with me as I was dropping off food for people. Um, what's going on, Sugar Plum Fairy? Um, so yeah. Anyhow, how are you guys? How are you guys all doing? Did any of you guys lose anybody to COVID-19? I personally don't know anybody who has died from it. But when I was doing when I was doing deliveries, I was seeing people get loaded into ambulances, so it's kind of scary. Um, let's see. So I know probably I can't find rubbing alcohol in all pharmacies in Toronto. Yeah, fortunately I've had supplies. Like I have a bunch of masks from back when I was handing out masks to the homeless when there was when there was the fires from PG&E that were blowing over here. Like it was so covered in smoke, you could stare directly at the sun, and it was like from China or from Hong Kong. Um, so yeah, I mean, I have rubbing alcohol fortunately because I had rubbing alcohol for cleaning my photographic equipment. Um, but if you want alcohol to disinfect stuff, you'd probably be better off using soap and water because the soap destroys the envelope of the virus. Good news, your family and Carlos is doing well. Thank you, Fish Sauce One. I have a bunch of masks too from last winter because I'm a germaphobe. Um, yeah, so I'm good on masks. Of course, it's hard. So I'm doing bicycle deliveries. It's I can't wear those masks when I'm riding my bike, but as soon as I get off, I put that mask directly on, and the gloves, of course. But yeah, I don't know. Yesterday was my first time trying to deliver. through Postmates. It's pretty cool, you know, when like, what is it? It's like some huge number. I'm probably gonna say it wrong, but like, it seems like 2/3 of the country is unemployed, and it's pretty cool being able to get a job in like 5 minutes through an app. Um, I know this is off topic, but every time I see your videos, I think back to the video you uploaded in 2014 with the homeless guy yelling at the mentally ill lady on the bus. Well, that's like my most popular video, right? I think that's what everybody thinks of. But yeah, I was the guy who said, uh, "I think we should, I think we should leave that guy behind." A lot of people don't like that voice. Hey Lee, haven't viewed your channel in a while. Hope you've been okay. Did you file for unemployment? No, I'm working. I'm actually I although I probably should have gone for unemployment, but no, I'm delivering. I'm delivering through Postmates, and I don't know. I tried doing DoorDash too. What's going on, Julie Mac? So this stream will probably be pretty short because really, I don't know. It's just me here inside the room while like my baby tries to sleep in the next room. Did you get a $12,000 check? Yes, which is good because money is tight. So yeah, that directly goes that goes straight into housing. What about you, Joseph A? I know everybody. Well, not everybody, but people who filed for their taxes and did direct deposit should get it. Direct deposit. How old is your baby? She's almost 1 year old. Let's see. It's in 3 months she's gonna be a year old. Yeah. Oh, Miss Mommy. I know all of the words. I could recite everything that happened in that video. Uh, Missed what you said about. I don't think I did say it. Well, yes, I'm now receiving 1,075 per week total with the additional 600 per week allowance for unemployment. Joseph A, you didn't you have a job in technology or something like that? Yeah, but did you get a stimulus and file unemployment? I never filed unemployment. I've never filed unemployment once in my life. I've had many opportunities to, but I never have. Like, you know, I worked for Sega for a while and got laid off and didn't file unemployment. And here, I mean, I don't know. I never really was employed, right? I'm just fooling around on YouTube, which honestly, it YouTube's gotten to the point, I mean, where it's just ridiculous. Ridiculous. Like it costs, I spend more money going downtown and back than I would make an entire month. Honestly, I don't even get to the point now. Okay, I think the last 28 days I made like $5 on YouTube. $5. And they don't give you a check unless you hit 100. So it would take years for me to get to get a check from YouTube. I like your blue walls. Well, thank you. I painted them myself. I painted the entire house myself. But yeah, how many of you guys are on unemployment? What? Oh, I guess you responded to the whole YouTube thing. Yeah, YouTube doesn't give you a check until you get $100 unless you cancel your account and it's over $10. What exact color is that and where did you buy the paint? I bought the paint from Home Depot, and I guess I just kind of I looked at the chips. I didn't pick a specific color. And you already got the debit card? No, that takes a while to get to you. I just did deliveries without the debit card. Lee, how are you doing? I'm doing well. How are you? Thankfully, the work I do is considered essential, so I'm still working. Yeah, that's the problem, right? Everybody's jumping on unemployment. But once this lockdown is lifted, there's going to be a lot of people who cannot find work. So it's going to be a crazy time. Um, I mean, I kind of considered asking my wife uh, to quit, to protect herself and the family because she works in a very dangerous um, location. But and she made the point that it's going to be impossible for her to find a job afterwards. So, um, but anyway, how are you doing, a man going his own way? How's everybody doing? Like I said, has anybody got the Rona for sure? Anybody got it and recovered? Oh, you're saying you're saying you're saying Joseph. Oh, I thought you were asking about the delivery. So basically, through Postmate, they give you a debit card. I thought that's what you're talking about. Nope. Oh, are you able to wear face masks and gloves? Where do you source those materials? As an independent contractor, do you know you can write those off in your taxes, so save your receipts? So I'm just using some work gloves that I already had, and the masks I had bought might have been. I'm an essential worker. No one I know personally has gotten the feared COVID. So actually, you know, Carlos was on stream with me before when he was like really sick. And like, I showed him kind of doubled over. Uh, that was before we thought the coronavirus was here. He thinks that he already had coronavirus, that he was on stream sick with it. What are you doing to pass the time, Lee? I waited at least an hour each grocery store I went to. What else? Well, so on the weekends I do deliveries. On the weekdays, I take care of the children, and that's like an 80-hour a week job. I'm constantly taking care of the children. I got to take care of them for like 13 hours a day as my wife works. So I don't really have much time for anything. I feel jealous of everybody else because no one has as many interests as me. I wish I could paint, I could draw. Of course, I love video games, um, but there's so many things I'd like to play a little bit of piano. Um, I wish I had the free time. Um, how many views on YouTube does it take for you to earn $5? I'm just curious. Well, the problem is almost every video I upload is demonetized. Almost every one of them. So theoretically, it should be like 1,000 people viewing ads, maybe 5,000 people should equal like $5. But every video, almost every video, is completely demonetized. It makes no money whatsoever. I think that's all part of Google's plan to force the advertisers onto bigger channels so they could charge higher rates for ads served. Okay, I'm gonna go up, and I missed some of your comments. Well, I got sick. That started about a half week into the actual lockdown. I believe I had it. Was it difficult to breathe, Joseph? What about homeschooling or mental stimulation? What are you currently attempting, or are they so young they don't require that yet? So, my oldest daughter, she's going to be starting kindergarten if it's open in September or about. So really, she should learn everything there. However, I've been teaching her. She knew her ABCs. I'm teaching her undercase. I'm teaching her how to write a few words. So she's going to be. She's going to enter kindergarten with all the skills that they should have already taught, that they should teach her in that year. She's very, very advanced. Lee the Goat is streaming again. Oh yeah, thank you, Alpha and Carib. The new Doom Eternal is great. Yeah, see, I have played a little bit of Animal Crossing, but that whole Easter thing turned me off. Yes, many protests to end the lockdown, but that comes from uneducated, non-metropolitan areas that don't get that it just hasn't hit their areas yet. Well, yeah. I don't know. A lot of people, I personally had been saying, I didn't say it on stream. I didn't record it. I should have. But I have been saying, like a while ago, that this was dangerous, that this was going to be on the level of the Spanish flu. Carlos actually was saying that it was just hysteria, and I got pretty upset arguing with him about it. And I was talking about like over in Italy, like their high death rate was going to be what mirrors what was going to happen over here in the U.S. You know, and he was arguing that it wasn't, and was citing the Chinese numbers. And I was telling him, you don't know that those Chinese numbers are real, first of all. And which do you think the U.S. population more resembles? Europe, Italy, or China? So this coronavirus. Oh, something just rumbled. Hopefully the stream didn't drop. Did the stream? Okay, well, I'm just going to keep talking as if the stream is going on. I don't know if it dropped or not. But basically, the coronaviruses, the flu, and obviously COVID-19, they come from China. They're endemic to China. It's only natural that the death rate would be higher outside of China, where there's no resistance. I mean, oh no, you're good. My app is just like buzzing and like flashing stuff, and I have no idea whether or not I'm streaming. So it's like completely killing my flow as I'm talking. Anyhow, let me go read the comments, because it's just super distracting. I don't want to lose these comments here. I don't think we're going to open California till June. What do you think about opening right now? You think we should wait still? Yes, of course. Of course. The whole point of waiting, by the way, the whole point of waiting, like I hear a lot of people talk about like flattening the curve. It's not. The point is, you're still, eventually what's going to happen is about 75% of people are going to be infected, and that will cause herd immunity. That means that enough people will have resistance to it that it's not going to spread like wildfire like it's doing now. If we just suddenly stop the lockdown and everybody goes out, it will spike. And even though it went up and it's going down, it will spike again, and it will spike to the point where now people can't get the medical services they need. You want to delay that as long as possible, so everybody can get medical treatment. Otherwise, you're going to have people gasping for air at home, just dying, or like just in hallways inside the hospital. Those hospitals are going to be filled with people who are super sick. They're going to be spreading germs to each other. The doctors working there are going to be so overloaded that they wouldn't normally die, but now there's such a high virus load in them, their body cannot handle it, and otherwise healthy young people are dying. Also, people are asking doctors to come out of retirement, even though people of a higher age are much more likely to die. So it's not a good situation. I don't think that we should open it up. I think we should slow it down as much as possible. Okay, so I see some interesting comments. I'm going to try to go up and read what I see. I suggest a whiteboard inside the room. Okay. Okay, what's your take on the 5G issue? I personally don't like 5G. Radiation is dangerous. There's no safe level of radiation. 5G is microwave radiation. The atmosphere is opaque to that specific bandwidth, the specific bandwave. Because of that, they have to increase the power tremendously. It's not battery efficient. It causes a lot of heat, and it causes significant damage. It causes damage to the brain. It causes there's a reason why they're not allowed to build those towers outside of fire stations. They said that it's affecting their ability to think. Meanwhile, there's no restriction on them being outside of schools. I know what you're asking me about. It's not about that. You're asking about what about it causing the virus. Obviously, it didn't cause the virus. There's no 5G around for all the previous examples of disease coming out of China, which has been going on forever. So those are not related, but it doesn't mean I like 5G. I mean, all radiation is bad for you, right? Radio waves, cellular radiation, like the phone I'm holding now, Wi-Fi, none of it's good for you. But as it continues to get more and more powerful, it'll be worse and worse for you. That's why we have an increasing rate of autism inside all of those cities that are bombarded with radiation. But all of that is kind of covered up because there's a lot of money. There's a lot of money, but we've known about this for a long time. Anyhow, as far as opening, that will not happen until after summer. We need to be able to realize this won't happen until Christmas if we're lucky. The statement derives from credible sources. Well, you know, one thing that I think about is a lot of people think that that the world is constantly changing, and they kind of disregard everything that's happened before. With the Spanish flu, it actually took about 2 years for everything to get resolved. So I would assume that we'd be around the same track, around the same timeline. Okay, I think a man going his own way is talking about the conspiracy theory. Yes, I know. I think I addressed that. Oh, Hiley, what's going on, Weird City? Hey, I live next to Chernobyl, and I'm still trucking. Hello, this... Yes, I'm joking about living... Yeah, it's not good to be next to Chernobyl because they just had that wildfire. So it's just blowing hot radiation. But, you know, there are people who live in Chernobyl. There are people who live over in Iraq, or was it? I think it's Iran, where they have some spring water there that's like just bombarded with radiation, and they take baths in it. They actually have a higher rate of living than those around them. So I don't know what that exactly is about, but there are people who live in and around radiated areas who manage to do well. That does not mean that it's good for you. If possible, can you get the exact paint name for me? Well, I could try to find it for you. I am moving into this month within San Francisco. I'd be willing to pay you to paint my room. 200 square feet. You know what? Ooh, that might be a good job. And in fact, maybe I'll sub-license to Carlos. I probably have some of that paint left. So go ahead, leave a message. Well, I'm not sure if you can leave a message at the end of the video, but contact me. Send me an email. Lee'sChannelYT@gmail. And we'll talk about it. Lee, the North Koreans promised a Christmas gift. I think it's the COVID-19 virus. No, I don't know. If you want to go like sort of conspiracy theory, like there's been rumors that it escaped from a lab over in China, but I think it's more likely that it came from the illegal trade of animals over at that wet market. I believe the spring water is the fountain of youth. Well, people have been drinking spring water for a long time. You know who drinks spring water? Animals. Animals love drinking spring water, but they don't seem to last as long as humans. Joseph A., don't give me your email. Send me an email. Aries Gonzalez, highly glad to see you back online. Back and safe. Well, thank you. So I'm going to wrap up in a couple minutes now because I'm going to go off and do some deliveries. I don't know, if you guys are in San Francisco, maybe I'll see you guys. Would be a pretty rubbish biological weapon in all honesty. Yeah, because everybody's affected. Can you repeat your contact email for the paint job slowly, please? So Lee's channel should be easy, right? YT, YouTube, Lee's channel, YouTube, @gmail. Can you give my dog a shout out? His name is Lucky. I think he has the Rona. He was cough. If he's got the Rona, then you got the Rona, Rizé. But anyhow, I guess I will wrap up here. Dogs can't. No, listen. They say dogs can't get COVID. Cats can though. That's ridiculous. People are saying a lot of ridiculous stuff. People seem to think animals cannot get COVID-19. Yet where did we get it? Right? We got it from animals. Bats and humans are not. Bats, pangolins, and humans don't really share a lot of DNA. I would assume that all mammals can get it. So I think it's ridiculous. Certain people say, hey, I'm immune to it. I don't get it. Everybody gets it. If anyone were to be immune to it, it would be people from Asia, because that's where it comes from. The further you are from Asia, the less likely you are to be resistant to it. Haley, wait. Hagen? I don't know. Haley, okay, I guess you're saying bye, Lee. Take care of your family. I sure will. See you, Lee. Say what's up to Carlos. All right. See you guys. Oh, hugs to you too, cheeky lass. Oh, I missed some. Have you seen Tiger King though? No, I don't know what Tiger. What's your take on the anti-Asian sentiment in the country right now? My wife's brother is freaking out about it. You know, I mean, listen, I've been talking for a long time about racism against the Asian community here in San Francisco well before the virus, and I think the news is talking about that too. But they're putting emphasis on it because of the virus. I think, listen, I think, I mean, obviously, I don't know, it's a complicated issue, right? Personally, I think that we should have, tighter borders in a scenario like this. I think that there should be holding areas at both ends of international flights. Like if somebody wants to travel internationally, they should be held inside the airport and monitored for a couple days, fly over, and then be monitored upon arrival. I think it's ridiculous that we're in 2020 and suffering the same thing that happened 100 years ago, and for eons back, like sickness just traveling up the Silk Road. There's been many diseases that came out of China and wrecked everybody, like the bubonic plague and various flus and other illnesses. So I think we need to do a better job protecting us, but at the same time, obviously, it makes no sense to discriminate against people within your own country. It makes no sense. There's videos of people just spraying down Asians and stuff. Most likely, if you're in the U.S. is 75% white. You're most likely going to be getting it from a white person. If you go around your neighborhood, you may notice that those Asians wear masks, and most white people you see outside are not wearing masks. Those are the people who are going to get you sick. So it's kind of ridiculous to me. Also, it's more likely that those Asians, if they haven't gotten sick, are more likely to be resistant because they're more likely to have genes from an endemic region where the virus has been forever, various forms of it. So they might be more resistant. But if you look at the death rate, if there were, I don't know if there are any, but if there is something that's tracking the death rate via, I don't know what's going on here. If there were, if people were tracking like different races and the fatality rates, I bet you it'd be very illuminating. Anyhow, I will see you guys later. I have to go. And stay healthy. This must be the 600 feet. Yes, this is my tiny domicile. So I will see you guys later. All right, peace.